So, in my view, in the history of the music industry in Zimbabwe, I think in terms of influence, I struggle to, I mean, to whether to give the title to Macheso or to Oliver Mtukudzi, because those two, the most influential artists, most musicians, they just enter the music industry without research. Because usually they're just driven by passion, but what as a passion and excitement, they're enemies of calculation.
Dr. Tamuka Chikero, a doctor of philosophy, anthropologist, and research associate at the Gordon Institute of Business Science, University of Pretoria, is conducting research for a paper titled The Chessonization of Sungura Music in Zimbabwe.
The paper traces the historical context of the music genre and the contributions of its foremost contemporary artist, Alec Macheso.
Mono Mukundu, a guitarist, music producer, and musicologist, was visiting South Africa in December 2025. Dr. Chikero visited him in his hotel room to inquire about his research.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the conversation.
I would like to start by thanking you. I've been trying to get hold of you, and I don't think I've been, pestering you enough. We've rescheduled this chat online, and we kept postponing. Yeah, I think it's me who didn't pursue enough. But as I mentioned, back then, Pandaka sent a message that I felt challenged when you were on this interview, when you mentioned that as Zimbabweans, I think we don't document our life enough. We don't document our culture enough. And then I thought, where can I start as an anthropologist myself? I thought probably I could just put it in writing. There are certain issues that need to be put in writing so that they can connect. And one thing that struck me was the way you were explaining the rise of Sungura, and all that, and it has not been documented. I've been trying to look for it. Yes, there are certain documents that are there,
but they're very few.
Very few.
So that's why the narrative is very distorted.
Exactly. So that's why let me try to document this. But where can I start? Then when I heard you on that interview, I was like, I think I can get out of you. And thank you very much for affording me this opportunity to talk to you.
It's okay.
Yeah. So today I think topic and there's a lot of things that we could talk about, but I just thought maybe there's a topic which you spoke about, and later on, I think Mukoma Yemen Chimsoro was talking about it, and then also Baba Butho Nyamondera was talking about it. It was about the imitation of Macheso, Alec Macheso. Everyone else wants to sound like Macheso. So I thought maybe let me coin a paper from an anthropological perspective about how everyone wants to be like Macheso. So I would want to coin that the Chessonization of Sungura music in Zimbabwe.
Yeah, that's a good title.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is I'm not trying to offend anyone to say that kind of diss anyone, right? So what we're trying to do is motivate each other. Yes, you can start by copying Macheso, but later on find your own feet, find your own. So from there, I think this is what I would like to discuss with you today.
Yeah,
so I've got a couple of questions, but I think my first question I would want you to elaborate per issue your own musical journey into Sungura. How did you end up, as somebody who knows how to play Sungura music, how a person who understands Sungura music?
Okay. First of all, I was not a huge fan of Sungura music. Locally, I was a fan of Mbira-based music like Thomas Mopfumo, Oliver Mtukudzi, but my main favorite artist was Thomas Mopfumo. And then around age 11, 12, I also fell in love with reggae music a lot. So those are the two genres that I loved. Of course, I loved a bit of country, a bit of this and a bit of that, but my main favorite genres were reggae music and Mbira-based music. So 1989, I joined a band called Chuck's Brothers. And we were two lead guitarists, no bass player in the band. The other guitarist was Mayaka Senga.
Okay.
So we made a decision.
Is the one who remember Andy Roda?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the guy. That was before he formed the Angosimbi crew.
Oh, okay.
So we made a decision that when Admire is performing his music, I'll play bass for him.
Okay.
And then when I'm doing my Mbira-based music, Admire will play bass for me.
Okay.
So Admire's music was Sungura. So that's how I started learning Sungura.
Sungura.
So the first instrument that I played was bass on Sungura.
Okay.
Then 1990, we formed another group called Crocodile Rockers Gang, which later was known as Chikokoko.
Oh, okay.
So in that group, we used to play Chimrenga, reggae, and Sungura. At first, we didn't want to play Sungura, but we noticed that Sungura had a very big following.
Oh, okay.
So we started playing Sungura just for shows, but for recordings, we had planned to record Mbira-based music only.
Okay.
So we carried on with that idea of exchanging places where the other guitarist in the band, Rage Kokoko, he was also a bass player and the lead guitarist.
Oh, okay.
So every time we played Sungura, we would switch because I was not yet familiar with Sungura lead guitar.
Yeah.
But then we decided as a band that if one is the lead guitarist, Ndangwa is the lead chat, where bass Ndangwa is some 2 minutes we get a So 1990 is when I learned to play Sungura lead guitar and a bit of rhythm guitar. Then, coincidentally, my first recording, which was the 22nd of February 1992, I was playing for Somanda Ndebele. So my very first recording was a Sungura album. It's a funny story. We'd gone for auditions with my band, and then as we were leaving out the door, I met Somanda Ndebele, and he said, "My bass player is Nevers. Can you play bass for me? Since we've been coming for auditions many times, I think I was already." So we had not practiced. Because he knew that as a session musician, I can easily figure out the chord progressions, groove, and everything. So after the auditions, the 2 auditions, the results were coming out on Monday. The audition that I did with my band, which I had been with for 2-3 years, failed. And the audition for Somanda Ndebele, who I just met at the door, is the one that passed. So my first recording was with Somanda Ndebele. So basically, that's my Sungura journey.
Your journey into Sungura. So from the time that you entered Sungura, right, from that Somanda Ndebele time up to now, can you describe the evolution, maybe even before Somanda Ndebele, the evolution of Sungura music? Where did it come from? How has it evolved in Zimbabwe up to where we are right now?
Okay, a lot of people are not happy if every time I mention that Sungura music is not Zimbabwean originally, but it's a fact. Because Sungura music came from what they call Benga music in Kenya.
Okay.
So the first people to come with the music were the freedom fighters.
Okay.
So in Zimbabwe, they started calling it Kanindo, but Kanindo was the name of the main producer for that genre.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his name was Fares Oluchi Kanindo. So he was a very popular music producer. So those days, what did they call them? Records, Mavinho Records. They would write. Yeah, exactly. They would write the name of the record label, the name of the artist, and the name of the producer.
Oh, okay.
So there were so many songs or so many singles that were written Kanindo, Kanindo, Kanindo. Oh. So people thought the music was
there's the word my final
exactly.
Oh, okay.
The label in between. So the label, they would write the name of the record label, the name of the artist, and at the bottom they would write the name of the music producer.
Okay.
Yeah. So his name was Kanindo. So some people called it Kanindo. But Kanindo had a number of record labels. Oh, okay. And one of the record labels was called Sungura.
Oh, okay.
So remember I said they would write the name of the record label.
Yeah.
So every record, almost every Benga music record was written Sungura and Kanindo at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And Sungura means Tsuru in Swahili.
Oh, okay.
Because it's fast. So Kanindo fast. So that's how some people started calling it Sungura. Some people called it Kanindo. So in Zimbabwe, we had a number of groups like the Sungura Boys, who were founders of that music, and a number of my artists. But as time went on, we started migrating towards a different sub-genre, which didn't really sound, or which doesn't really sound like the original Benga music. Yeah. So if you listen to Sungura right now, it's not 100% like Benga music, but you can tell that the roots are in Benga music. For example, if I'm to go technical, the what we call intervals.
Okay.
When playing the guitar, Sungura music and Benga music, they use a lot of methods, anonzi methods.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's difficult to describe without a guitar in my hand.
I remember from one of your podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those elements are very linked to Benga, because there's a link between Sungura, Benga, and DRC Rumba.
Yeah.
But you find that DRC Rumba has got a different feel and groove. Benga music has got a different feel and groove. And our Sungura music developed into a different feel and groove. So every generation or every period of time, there would rise an artist who would be copied a lot. Like Chimbeto was also copied for some time, like with the likes of groups like Yambiro Six Kings. I'm forgetting the other groups. Then Dembo gained prominence, and artists like Tongai Moe were also copying Dembo, and some other few artists. Then until Macheso went solo.
Yeah.
So, in my view, in the history of the music industry in Zimbabwe, I think in terms of influence, I think Macheso is the most influential artist, because he's the one who has been imitated more than any other artist. In fact, I struggle to whether to give the title to Macheso or to Oliver Mtukudzi, because those two the most influential artists. And then number two, maybe I would put, I'll give a tie to Macheso and Oliver Mtukudzi. Then number two, Thomas Mapfumo. Then the list goes on. So since Macheso came in, it seems like the majority of artists are just busy copying Alec Macheso.
Right. So how would you differentiate Alec Macheso from the likes of Van Vakatanga, ne so-called Sungura, right? Ana Baba Nicolas Zagaria, right? Ana Masha Homonumumwe and all those Vaita Sungura. What is it that Macheso has added to Sungura which makes it different from Vakatanga? And what makes him distinct that everyone wants to imitate him?
Yeah, that's a good question. First of all, Macheso introduced the idea of, in fact, he's not the one who introduced the idea of giving the bass a solo.
Okay.
But
Irregular,
of course, ukatera vana nyami nyami shedza vari kumusha moto watsva pane bass solo futi.
Yeah.
But in Macheso, I think, refined the art of doing a bass solo and also improved on the technique. So it became very popular because he's also a bass player.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that's different is the way he structures his vocals. Yeah, it's different from the way he used to do when he was part of Kiama Boys. Yeah. But if you listen closely, the groove Macheso uses is the same groove that Mazibaba uses, or the same groove that they crafted together.
Yeah.
But Macheso, I think what made him distinct is his bass playing skills and his vocal technique. I used to watch Masho Zavo before he went solo, and you wouldn't help but notice him more than anybody else, even if he was just a sideman. I thought it's Zaruko left.
Yeah. So it's a thing that he inherited from
he just inherited from that time, although I hate it because I would want him to be in the middle. Because what are some band like when the Destiny's Child, Baba Beyonce would make sure Beyonce is in the middle, as a way of marketing. But as when Diana Rose, the Supremes, very good. But Diana Rose, position in a way push up Vamisa for Packard. So the central position is a very key. So I really don't like the idea with you. But anyway, it's his choice. It's none of my business. But he used to grab a lot of attention at Arpa Beskudaro. So I think maybe it was a bit limited to Mazababa. Because the music was not prominence when it comes to the instrumentation, especially for bass, like Yak. So then the other thing also is a very likable character. He's a serious stage performer. A serious stage performer. So it was imagine instead of one wait for inspired, they started copying him.
Right. So you said he's a serious stage performer. So what is it that you do per stage? Is it different from these other artists, and how is he differentiated his stage performance from Mangoma artists? You know, Angariko Gdara, Neariko Izvoshi.
Most Sungura musicians have got a very poor stage presence. Most of them, they just play while standing, no dancing, no movement. Samacheso manje is different. He dances a lot, he moves around a lot, and he has got very good interaction with the crowd. So zvinoita kuti anakidze kuona on stage as opposed to munhu angomira ari kuti angabatirwa pfuti, like what most artists do. So, and he also shows a lot of confidence kana ari pastage, because most players vesungura they will be looking down like this. Show yes angodai. So like Dembo was a very poor stage performer. Very boring. He was an excellent songwriter. Yeah, he was an excellent songwriter, very good vocal, very good choice of notes on the guitar, but very boring to watch on stage. Because he would just stand like this, maybe wearing a cape. So per stage he was very boring. So that's the difference between Alec Macheso's stage presence as opposed to other artists in Sungura.
And also, Mama discussions around Chita, and also that I see on Facebook and other, there's a debate in Kuana Chanda as a Sungura musician. For example, Alec Macheso has got Jonas Kasamba as a Chanda. So, do you think he's the one who introduced that idea, or he took that idea from somewhere and then tried to, big up a new one and then bring it as a...
Yeah, that's one thing that I forgot to mention, which he introduced to Sungura. Because that idea, he got it from DRC Rumba. And Jonas Kasamba is also from DRC. So I strongly suspect that it's Jonas Kasamba who came with the idea. Because he's from there. And they call it Mabanga in DRC.
Or the chandas.
The style of chanting and mentioning Mastevan, they call it Mabanga. So you actually pay. Panokanzwa Kofi Olomide achimenshina kuti ningi anzi vanenge vatobhadhara big money because unoda kuti uine mabhebha ako so club song yoridzwa uchinzikwa mukundu obva fila umbinga. But in terms of Sungura, Macheso is the one who introduced it because it was not there before. Then after that, Tongai Moyo copied it, and a lot of other people started copying it as well.
We have discussed everything that Macheso has introduced, right? Stage performance, right? His guitar playing and introducing machandas and all that. Do you think what Macheso has done has influenced Sungura music positively? Kana kuti yaita limiting factor kuti people are failing to surpass what he has done, or else people just want to imitate, make money, and then live for the day, not leave a legacy for themselves?
As for Macheso, I think he contributed a lot. But the people that are letting us down are the people that are copying him. Because it's now causing a lot of monotony. If you listen to Radio Zimbabwe these days, you can't even tell who is who. Even some who speak perfect Shona will be chanting, trying to sound like Jonas Kasamba, trying to copy his accent. So in my view, Macheso contributed a lot to the development of Sungura. But I think other artists should stop copying him. So that there is variety. Just like we used to have variety. This is Sungura, but it's different. Penka Uzoke, it's Sungura, it's different. Pom Matawe, it's Sungura, but different. But nowadays, the majority of artists are trying to sound like Macheso.
So as a producer, I'm asking now as a producer, if somebody akauya music yake ashida kurekoda, if that person is sounding distinctly like Macheso, would you give advice to that person? Do you record him? Do you give advice? What happens if something like that happens?
Yeah, we're living in the era where we no longer have record labels. So with record labels, you'd record on loan, then get your money from the sales. So you have to select the best so that your money comes back. So that's why those days producers were very strict. But these days it's a cash system. But you know what I do every time? I always give advice. Try yourself. Like funny time and I producer Japrez Aesthetic. The approach and a number of my artists who were imitating Japrez. That means it will sound like as if I'm the one who is influencing that imitation, because I was producing Japrez a lot those days. It's like these days you can only advise, but you can't dictate to stop sounding like this, because we are now in a totally different era. The music industry has totally shifted.
Yeah, because sometimes I'm not gonna point out, look, as Masungira musicians or as musicians and artists, we are facing a lot of challenges. So do you think the challenges that they are facing, if you would want to mention them, are also limiting their creativity?
I mean, the challenges like,
for example, I'm not gonna say, we have got limited financial, backup. It's not funding yakakwana to
it affects the quality of music a lot, because in most cases when you are recording, you're sort of like creating a painting or a sculpture, represent a star kuti kana ukuita mashows, you are imitating or trying to reproduce that thing. So around the world, most artists, they never record without 1 or 2 or 3 session musicians, but he used to record in the studio. Because what happens with good musicians is there's some good musicians who are just good at copying what others have played. And then there are some good musicians who are good at creating something new. So if you explain to them, that sound they'll create something on the go, on the spot. So zvinosimbisa music. Saka ma-artists manje nenyaya financial difficulties aripo, most of them, they cannot afford services, session musician, or even good producers. So it's affecting the quality of music a lot.
Okay, thank you for that. So the other thing that I wanted to ask was about the roles of my radio DJs, and also my promoters. So what influence and role do they play, to influence the issue of the chastisization of Sungura music? Karaguti, the other way around, they want to creativity. So what role do they play?
Radio DJs have got no role in Papa.
Okay.
Because they just play so pure, because they are not part of the production process. Even the promoters, they are not part of the production process. Promoters only want somebody who can bring back their money. One, Marida washanisa promoter gig, but my halls and everything. What about Maria? So they don't care what you play, as long as you tunes around, because they're just business people. They go radio, they just play anything. So right now, when it comes to that topic, the onus is absolutely on the artist. No one else.
Yeah. My second last question is, when you're looking at ahead, Magatarsa Sungura Music as a producer and also as a musician, what opportunities lie ahead in terms of Sungura, in terms of expanding it and exporting it outside of Zimbabwe?
So far, we have not been very successful in exporting it, except for the northern part of South Africa, parts of Botswana, the eastern part of Mozambique, and parts of Namibia. But internationally, around the world, the success rate has been very minimal. So I think one thing that's lacking is the creativity part. Because in terms of chord progression, with the technique of it, I can safely say, of course, I've not done a quantitative research part. I think I can safely say 99 or 98% of Sungura music in a one chord progression. You can play one instrumental and sing 2 million songs
on one chord progression.
And the intros are the same, the arrangements are the same. So for somebody who doesn't understand the language, it's like they're listening to one song. Yeah. So if you listen to DRC Rumba, every period of time it's shifting. They're adding new ideas. Everybody who plays that genre. But with Sungura music, it's failing to evolve. But with groups like Legends Night, I mean, in Total Band coming in, I suspect they are inspiring other youngsters to play Sungura as well. Because usually most youngsters, especially in town, they shun Sungura. So I think that's one of the reasons why it's stagnant. Because for a music genre to improve, you need people who also listen to other genres that are different and take ideas from those genres and put them in your music. That's what's happening to DRC Rumba. That's what happens to Jamaican reggae and dancehall. So manje vesungura kana vari kumareserve nekumapurazi vaya vanongoteerera sungura chete. So hapana maideas avangaunzi, but vemutauni manje vanoteerera everything else. I'm sure they're the right people to introduce new ideas into sungura so that hairambe ingori mablingers fana ukatera marecordings anoitwa nelegends night
Yeah, yeah.
unotonzwa kuti pane tumwe tumaideas twavari kuisa
Yeah.
mamacodes mamakeyboards mamachichichi. I think that's a brilliant direction here.
Yeah, I remember yesterday patakaenda kunoona into the Legends Night show. I had people who would never like Sungura before, some of my friends, but Nesuro, they were so excited kunonzwa Sungura.
You see, so ndo zvimwe zvinoita kuti ningiri because ukada kuti asiiwa pano kuti vese hapana ambogara mumusha.
Yeah,
Vese ndio mutown vamwe masalad chichichi. Saka even my son akatotanga asingatodi kuridza Sungura. Aingoda jazz chete ndikatomudza kuti for a Zimbabwean musician you won't survive kana usingaridze Sungura chimurenga mbatlanga. Nezvimwe zviri African wozoisa hako jazz yako pamusoro. So akatozotenda later kuti amatoita basa because aunotisa kuti majobs mazhinji anga achiwana ari based on Sungura and the Legends Night ndo one of their biggest genres. So I think kutopinda kwavatoita ikoko nekusimuka kwavari kuita ikoko I think vari to inspire a lot of my youngsters kuti vatozopindawo musungura. Yeah, maybe pakapinda that group andokutaura yevanhu vasiri vekumareserve vanoisawo some new ideas dzekuti inogona kuzotengeseka kunze just like mbira based music because muZimbabwe we've never exported anything as much as we have exported mbira based music like Thomas Mapfumo Oliver Mtukudzi Shoniso Maraire Bundu Boys Four Brothers chichi Four Brothers yambosangana nesungura but zvaitengeseka kunze internationally was the mbira based music.
Yeah, so yeah, my last but not least question is what advice would you give to Sungura artists, upcoming Sungura artists who want to enter into Sungura music? What advice would you give them?
My advice would be they should craft their own sound. Of course, we know that there's a coping stage in learning music where you imitate those you emulate, but it is just a temporary stage. We should not be permanent. So I advise every artist to have their own sound because in the music world, being different sells more than anything else. If you come with something totally different, you're sellable more than somebody who is very good at copying someone else. So my advice is craft your own sound and be very strategic in planning your career. Because most musicians, they just enter the music industry without research. Because usually they're just driven by passion. But what as a passion and excitement, they're enemies of calculation.
Thank you very much. I would like to put you on the spot with my last question. I mentioned the interview and is an academic interview. I think you've seen from the question that I'm asking is different from Zambajaru Kudaku with a podcast or something. I would like to document this and write it as a journal article, a formal academic journal article. My biggest question is now, would you want to collaborate with me on writing this very journal article?
That would be interesting. But my biggest challenge will be time. Yeah. Maybe January, February, maybe usually November, December.
No, we are going to take a lot of time writing this.
I'll be fighting between studio and being invited to give my speeches.
I understand. No, I understand you are very busy. But no, what I'm thinking is we can take our time. Probably we can start probably next year around March.
Yeah, what we will do is a topic. Then do Famanako maybe was always raw. That way I think I'm interested. I've written some papers as well, mainly Nema lecturers, MSU, a few papers. So as an academic, something to be published. So I'm interested.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate you.